Joining me now with more, Sheriff David Clark of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, and Mark Thiessen, who's a Fox News contributor and former chief presidential speechwriter for George W. Bush. Thank you both for being here. Sheriff Clark, our sources, and we have numerous sources connected to the Baltimore Police Department, sound angry. They say they're on a full strike, that it's going to get worse, that they could care less if the Western District blows up, that they get paid the same for a 10-hour shift, whether they work it or they don't aggressively, that they are being the, quote, nice police that everyone wants, and this is the result you get.
It's unfortunate. I don't think that these fine officers, Baltimore's finest, have quit on the city of Baltimore. It's pretty evident to me that they've quit on Commissioner Batts. Look, he threw them under the bus a long time ago in the days following the Baltimore riots. First of all, he put them out on the street with no way to defend themselves or the city of Baltimore. And also, he said in the days following the riots, he said, we are the problem, meaning the police. He says, we have not been part of the solution. We must change. So just a further bashing of the Baltimore's finest. What goes out the window, and it's happening quicker than I thought it would, is self-initiated policing, where officers develop that reasonable suspicion, not based on a call for service, but they're on routine patrol. They see a vehicle, looks suspicious. They see some individuals and then they figure criminal activity might be afoot, and then they approach those individuals and do investigations. You'll find people wanted on serious warrants with self-initiated policing. You'll find large amounts of drugs. You'll find guns being transported to and from drive-by shootings, maybe a hold-up man fleeing. That's out the window right now.
Yeah, there's
they
a
have
way
quit
of
on Commissioner
not
Batts.
being quite as aggressive as you otherwise would be. And meantime, the cops, their representatives, are getting shut down at every turn. Only one of the cops has a lawyer who's spoken out at all, and they barely said anything, right? Unlike the DA, who has said a lot. They barely said, they sent out a couple of tweets. And now she rushes into court and says, shut them up. I want a gag order on them. Then the police union guy goes out and says, this is crazy. This is not fair, and you're endangering cops. And the NAACP goes in and attacks him, saying, you've attacked a young African-American mother of two, the DA. And it bothers us greatly to have the integrity of these strong African-American female leaders questioned by someone like you. I mean, what are they supposed to do, Sheriff?
Well, look, she had her political statement when she announced the charges. Now she wants to shut everybody up. This isn't North Korea. And as for the NAACP, they have descended into irrelevancy. Nobody pays any attention to them anymore. That once proud organization that had a mission of defending the civil rights of all people have capitulated and have become the voter registration and get out the vote drive for the Democrat National Committee. So it's pretty obvious where they're coming from, and it's unfortunate that since 1954, that's probably the last time they had any impact on any social policy, Brown versus the Board of Education. Yeah. I won't even give them the Voting Rights Act of '65. That was Dr. Martin Luther King. Again, they're just irrelevant right now.
What seems clear is that these cops don't trust their leadership. They don't trust the DA, the mayor, and perhaps it goes above that.
And with good reason. I mean, put yourself in the position of a Baltimore police officer. You're supposed to go out and patrol the country's 7th most dangerous city. You put your life on the line every single day to protect the community against drug dealers and gangs and violent criminals. And when something goes wrong, the first reaction of your officials is to throw you under the bus. People say the police are to blame. They're murderers. They're racist. The mayor calls up the Justice Department and calls for a civil rights investigation into a police department that is multiracial and has no signs of civil rights abuses right now. And so they feel they're under siege. They're under siege from the community that they're trying to protect, and they're under siege and abandoned. They have their backs are abandoned by the political leaders who are supposed to have their backs.
They know how some of these leaders feel because they've made comments. They've made public comments, for example, about the Ferguson case before they ever got to the Baltimore case.
No, absolutely no. This prosecutor, she said that she wept when the grand jury came back and didn't indict the officer in Ferguson.
Wilson, Darren
so
Wilson.
I mean, so this is what they have. They see a politicized prosecutor, a mayor who is more concerned with her own political survival than protecting the police officers that serve under her. And so what they're doing is they're in Baltimore. They're stepping back. They're not taking risk. And it may be a work stoppage. It may be a strike. It may just be simply that they're just not taking that extra risk to go down that dark alley because there's no benefit to it. If they do it and they take a risk, no one's going to have their back.
Non-fatal shootings are up 175% in Baltimore, which is
Staggering.
quite a story.
Staggering.
You guys, thank you both.
Thank you, Megan.
Well, when the president